players.
Yeah, something to keep in mind. Individual performances, but again, as a team game, and then the maps they're in. I'm looking at it, and I'm curious as to where you think it's going to be, Kasad.
That is the real problem right here that Astralis is going to be facing. Yeah, they have 7 map pool, right? But not a single signature map for them. We discussed this, but if you take a look at like their their highest percentage of the maps, it's Nuke, which is 79% of 14 maps, and then we have FaZe with 88% from 8 maps they played, right? So where do they go? There is no safe map for them to go. They cannot go to Dust 2 because they don't feel good on it. They cannot go to Nuke. They cannot go to Inferno anymore. So what does it leave them? Like Overpass? Ancient?
No Inferno.
I think you could also see, right, the one thing they have going for them sort of is the fact that they can veto Inferno because FaZe bans Vertigo, which is what Astralis would usually veto, but it doesn't really change all that much in the grand scheme of things. We see Astralis does decide to go for Overpass, which was a map that Kerrigan said, they were intentionally picking a couple of times to get in this tournament to get more practice on it. It's worked out well, so that's going to be an interesting matchup. And then we get Mirage as FaZe's pick, Dust 2 for the decider. Astralis didn't even want to try that Nuke pick.
Yeah, they didn't even want to deal with it at all.
So CT-sided start there for FaZe on an Overpass. Where are we going to see Brokey having the most impact?
A side everywhere. The guys just the thing is like with Overpass and Opers, if they are smart, aggressive Opers, right? They are gonna be all over the place. They're gonna start obviously of Apex, playgrounds, all that. They can go down the connector. He can even go into the short water. He can literally do all, right? Yeah. Especially if you are a Brokey type of Oper, like very mobile, very aggressive, right? And then we have on the A side we have Rain too, right? And we know that he is a specialist. In his own time, he was a specialist on that map, right? And all FaZe needs is like, if he's on that CT side, the A side is locked.
Just needs 3 kills in the pistol round, right?
It can be a little bit of a problem, but it's we can see here on the screen the comparison between Robson, like head-to-head between Robson and Blame. The reason why we picked that is because of the role. They have a same role, different impact, different kind of style, but definitely like roles-wise, their match.
So what about the I versus the Kalashnikov? Is that for roles at least?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but what I'm sure of is that Config has to step up in this matchup, Overpass particular, because he's the A player on the T side, really, right? And he's going to have a lot of duels there with Rain, and he has to get the better of him because that will open up some space for Astralis. If he loses that fight or isn't able to create space and find some impact, I think it's going to be much, much easier for FaZe to get the reads on Astralis and, make the correct rotations in time.
Yeah, I agree.
So in saying that Overpass, now I don't want to get a prediction for the entire series, but does this have the potential? Okay, well, spoilers. Actually, they already know. We already showed them earlier on. We're all unanimous in our prediction there. But I want to know if this has the potential for the legs of 3, like 3 maps. Will we get the full flight or we stop?
I believe they need Overpass. And just simply because maybe there was like a slightly punished pick, for FaZe, simply because what Kerrigan said in that previous interview. But you never know with FaZe can just come out and beat you on any single map, even the maps that they're not even playing, like Vertigo, right?
But there's no maps that are, yeah, I mean, besides, this is the thing with FaZe. Their least played map, they played it 7 times, and their most played map, they played it 11 times. That's 6 maps in there. So it's so even across the board. Just tells you how strong their map pool is, how they're not afraid to pick into their opponent's weaknesses, and that's what made them the best team in the world, I feel like. Yes, the players, but also being able to exploit the weakness of some of these other teams.
Then on the other side for Astralis, if we just kind of humor the Vertigo there for a second, it's not like they have a overwhelming win percentage on that as well, right? So
yeah, they play it, but they're like 1-5 on it recently, and they've just been straight up vetoing it against all the teams except the ones that veto Vertigo themselves, and then they use it for a free ban.
It's just like they're all over the place. Like playing 7 maps is fine, but you need to have at least 2 that you can rely on. Like when the things, getting upside down and things go wrong, you need to have that map that you're gonna pick always. We have like all the things that we need to play good, map, like whatever it was, right? But they don't have anything like that, so they kind of have to rely on some different things, which is problematic to say the least.